Right, I think the Facebook debate is the perfect one to bring up, because I think their stance is algorithms are neutral and therefore totally apolitical. And I think the thing...
Do you buy that?
No, I think...
Hell no.
No stance is a stance. Like that, I think, is what we need to be sort of saying over and over again, pounding the table on. If Facebook's not going to prioritize certain voices, or if they're going to sort of let debate sort of, happen on their platform in a certain way, they have to own that. And they can't just say, oh, we create the platform that totally sorts what comes up and what doesn't, and yet sort of say it's an apolitical stance.
That's a ridiculously short-term view, too, because if you're that powerful and have that much influence, you're worried about a momentary blip in your stock price when 20 years from now, history is going to look back and say, look at all these really powerful people who did absolutely nothing. Like, that's
pathetic.
What's more important.
Yeah,
the only CEO in Silicon Valley who I think doesn't take that view is probably Tim Cook, who's already told investors who've gotten upset with him about his stance on the environment or his stance on human rights. He said, well, then you can sell my stock. So,
right.
He's kind of the only executive who's come out and said that.
Yeah.
And I respect him for that.
Well, I think, perhaps as a gay man who maybe had to be in the closet for the majority of his life, he understands the value of standing up for what you believe in and the cost of other people not standing up for what's right. Whereas it's very easy for Zuckerberg or myself or Elon Musk or Sheryl Sandberg, cis white men and or privileged white women, to just say, hey, I'm not going to wade into this pool because we always get absolutely demolished.
And I have these great talking points someone made for me. I'm going to stick to those.
It's like touching the third rail. And here's the thing: if Zuckerberg's position is, I want a more open society, and I believe in immigration, then he is not only within his right, but he is morally obligated to then follow up to Trump's position on immigration and every other candidate's.
Right.
You can't have it both ways. You can't say that you're connecting the world, come work for me, buy my stock, the world's going to be better because it's connected.
Right.
And then say, we have somebody with 50% of the vote or something in that range, 50% of the popular vote, who is saying deport everybody.
Yeah.
Not let certain religions into the country, and build walls. Zuckerberg's reason to exist is to tear down walls. It's hypocritical, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, in the trending topic debate specifically, I would just say, one of the issues at hand is what types of outlets he prioritizes. Right. You know what I mean? And I think, it is reasonable for Facebook to say these are news outlets and these are sort of opinion, sort of right-wing, sort of disconnected from reality publications. And ultimately, we think they create a worse experience in the feed, so we're going to deprioritize them.
We would take Squarespace is something that makes a lot of sense. We use it for everything. Go check out the launchangelsummit.com, and you will see that we can build beautiful, gorgeous websites in a moment, and we can update them easily. You can create beautiful landing pages, websites, or online stores. It looks professionally designed. It's intuitive, easy to use. No coding is required. It's state-of-the-art tech. It's secure, it's stable, and it's trusted by millions. Some of the most respected brands in the world. So go ahead and start your free trial today. There is no credit card required, and that is a tell. If you require a credit card, you're probably not that sure of how good your product is. All the great products, no credit cards required, and Squarespace is included in that group. So you can get a free domain when you sign up for a year. That's great. And by the way, it's super affordable. In fact, I kind of would pay like 5 times as much for it. So when you decide to sign up for Squarespace, please use the offer code TWIST and you'll get 10% off your first purchase. Go ahead and use that code TWIST when you decide to sign up for Squarespace and you'll get 10% off for your first purchase. It's easy. They're constantly adding new features. My whole team uses it. I use it for Launch Festival, for the Scale Conference, for Launch Incubator. Every website we do, we just, boom, we can throw up a Squarespace in 2 seconds, get the domain name, get it up and running, and put all these great features on it, and it looks gorgeous. That is the number one thing. And they're constantly putting out new templates and new designs, so you don't have to have a static, ugly website. And it's all responsive, obviously. So when you pull it up on a mobile phone or an iPad, it just looks great, and it just works. And all the people on your team are going to know how to use it. You're not going to be like looking for somebody on Craigslist to update your website for $500 an hour and they don't return your email for 3 weeks. You're going to just open up the interface and change it and it works. Just like using like a word processor. It's kind of that easy. Okay. Thank you to Squarespace. Let's get back to the program.